Yeah. So what else is happening?
And actually, since we're on the Lil Wayne tip, I'm gonna rope in the Nasty C story because he said that he was inspired by Wayne, T.I., some of his inspirations.
Really?
Yeah. He actually said that. So Nasty C was on an interview and he says, he's the best rapper in South Africa. There's no one in South Africa who could give him smoke. And then he says, and it's not just South Africa, it's all of Africa. Maybe the world. He says, the only rappers in the world actually who can make him feel like, oh shit, I gotta step my game up are Jay-Z and J. Cole. And I kind of felt like he said he can go toe to toe with anybody.
If you're a rapper, you're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't believe it, but
I believe
if you're a rapper, you're supposed to say that.
Yeah, I feel
I give it to you for saying that, but there are people that would dust you off your motherfucking feet.
Okay, and then we should clarify.
In a minute.
We should clarify. That's in his lane of doing, his stuff. It's not about, because I know who you're going to bring up now.
Yeah.
I know who you're going to dig up.
Yeah. Nigga, don't play with people. Stop playing.
Yeah. In his lane.
And I also feel like he didn't necessarily, he definitely came out and said, oh, I'm the best rapper in South Africa, maybe the world or whatever. But he also said, like, I can hold my own. I didn't feel like it was as bragatory. Yeah. It's almost like a half-ass brag. Oh, you can write, I can write too. You can spit, I can spit too.
Yeah, I
feel like
that's how a rapper should do it. I think. Yeah. Like,
he was
it's
like,
up to you to think who is better than me.
Yeah.
It's not up to me to say
I'm better than XYZ.
Yeah, I just
exactly.
know I'm him.
I felt like now the rest of Africa needs to wake up and just be like, what the fuck did this nigga say?
Yeah.
And then grab one of Nasty C's beats from his new album and be like, I'm gonna show y'all.
Nasty.
Exactly. That would be so interesting for hip hop, especially in hip hop's 50th.
Yeah.
And knowing that Cali is the one who usually, he riles people up, it coming from, South Africa or from a different country, it would be interesting to see who gets involved in, the conversation.
Now, let's talk about it now.
What?
When he was bullying our Tanzanian guys, Kali.
Yeah.
Now somebody stepped up.
Yeah. Open up the conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, Kali actually on stage when he was about to leave the Oktoberfest stage, he was like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Calligraph Jones and I'm the best rapper in Africa. And then he started walking off and then he came back. He was like, oh, I forgot to say something. I'm the best rapper in Tanzania too.
Ooh.
I'm like, Tanzania is in Africa, my nigga.
I love that.
But like, I
just to stick it to him. Just to stick it. Twist that knife.
And he does that. I love Cali. I love him.
He said the same thing, so
yeah. Now
one of you
put it on wax.
One of you is gonna have to
maybe put it on wax. Maybe we should do like whoever is organizing verses, one of these brands, and if anybody takes my idea,
don't say it.
Do it now. Don't
say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
Okay, I ain't gonna say it. Let me keep it to myself. Maybe I'll get a bag and do it myself. But yeah, that would be a very interesting conversation. Shouts to the boy Nasty. Oh, of course he had also an interview on BBC and he said Kenya is one of two countries, Kenya and Malawi, that he's had the best performances ever. Aww. That the energy is always so welcoming and guys love him. So shout out to Junior. Yes, sir. I love him.
Love that, yeah?
Yep. What else?
I think we're
next?
Are we back in Kenya or no?
Let's go. Yeah, let's come back to Kenya.
Okay. Let's talk about Weed Church.
Ooh. Ooh.
Why is our reaction okay, you go first.
It's church. They're here to save you. And they're giving you something. Get you high.
That was what? 6 million shillings worth of weed.
Who counted that?
You can definitely tell by like what maybe like a little bag would cost, right?
So if it was the Moi era, there's something called steering, right? Mm-hmm. Where like, it's I don't know if it's in Africa, but it's in the States. It's called steering. So a police officer will come and ask you, where do you think I can buy some weed? And then if you point them to the guy who sells weed, you get arrested. Because
how do you know that?
How did you know? So we're asking these cops, like, how do you know that this thing is worth 6 million if you don't know how to do the math? And where did you learn how to do the math for weed selling?
Because this is not your first rodeo.
Right? This
you
is the
definitely
first-
know
yeah.
what the value is in the street. I'm pretty sure they know also cocaine, like all different kinds of drugs. You'll be like, I've been a cop for like the last 10, 15, 20 years. Sometimes you find cops
You
have been
just
there their
eyeball
whole
it.
life,
You
right?
can just
You can tell like, okay, this is 2 kilos or 2.5 and it might cost X amount because you know how they're packaged, you know what the street value
Yeah.
is. But I think that someone definitely set them up, someone tipped them off and it must have been another plug who was scared of the competition, I think so.
Most definitely.
And
Somebody who his operation did not have the protection of the church.
yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, these guys in the church, they will never get caught.
Exactly.
Over here, I'm being harassed.
And every time,
No one's even talking about the fact that it's a church because what you gonna do? Like literally, a church is like
It's a
Yeah.
church.
you can't touch the church, right? Can't touch it. It was actually the perfect hiding place.
It
Yeah.
really was. Whoever was running that operation like had
But the
his shit
church
together
itself looked a bit dusty. So I'm
All the more
thinking-
reason why it would not
Yeah.
no
be.
one would know 6 million worth of drugs.
That's what I'm
is in
saying.
there.
Like if it was like let's say it was like one of them Winners Chapel, this
Yeah.
fancy
Yeah.
one, they'll never get caught.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they probably have an underground bunker somewhere.
Yeah.
Yo, those are
search,
ideas.
you'll be like, is that all, officer?
Yeah.
Here are some ideas.
For real. You laugh, but
Yeah,
for real.
like
Because I'm telling you, soon this tax thing is going to get to the church. They're
Yeah.
soon going to be asked to pay tax.
no, we'll just get more churches. How many churches do you have on your block?
seriously, some you've never even heard of.
When they start asking for taxes, these guys will need to find a new way to make money. And this is an idea.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, put some bags under the bunker down there where you hide your money.
Yeah, they were saying that they were giving like the weed to the believers and shit. I mean, I don't want to I'm not encouraging anyone to smoke weed or
Glaucoma.
whatever. But like,
What is that thing?
yeah, first of all, that. And then honestly, I've had like real life situations where people have been like, I used to have seizures and then I started cooking with THC oil or whatever. And now my shit is under control. I used to have chronic pain.
Yeah.
My shit is under control. And also like for people who are into, that spirituality and meditation and shit, it's actually a psychedelic that
Selassie.
enhances your meditation experience. So, I can see
So why
why
wouldn't
that
the
would
church
be
use
found.
that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can see why it would be found in that.
In a
And
church.
people who are like liberal to be like, but don't be telling nobody.
Yeah.
You smoke weed up in here. But then someone was smarter with the
So
information.
how
they
big
got
or how
them.
popular is this church? Because I would like to know if what Zakayo
You know what?
goes
I have an event in Ronga on Saturday. Actually, I'm gonna try to find out.
Find
These
out.
were your people?
I'm about. Yo, listen. I asked on Twitter. I was like, someone pin me the exact location so I could go find this shit because it would be interesting to see. If I lived in Ronga, I probably would know because Let's move on.
Yeah, what
Let's talk
Zakayo
about-
might be going to that church. So.
But Wajakoya doesn't smoke. He only advocated for the smoking.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
even if he
because he
does
knows-
smoke. I mean, does it make a difference?
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if it does smoke, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Smoke
already public
weed
about
every
it.
day.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about serious topics, right? Ivy Wangeshi. Let's talk about that.
Yo. So this case
I think you have to
happens-
take it back to this story.
Yeah. This story happens when? 2019? Is it right before COVID? Yes, in 2019. So this guy, Naftali, travels from Nairobi, right? All the way to Eldoret to see this chick who was like in nursing school. Her name was Ivy Wangeshi. And then what really transpired? Like, how did she end up getting hacked to death by this
What?
guy? Yeah, he had this whole time he was on the journey from like Nairobi. He had the axe with him, or he bought it in LD. All right, here we go.
what the fuck?
Hold on. Let me just go back because so this girl was in Moyuni first of all.
His girlfriend.
Yeah. I don't even think they were like in a relationship. I think it was like talking stage still.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Moi School of Medicine was on Tuesday hacked to death in broad daylight outside Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret.
Okay, hold on. This was 20 what?
So this is the story in 2019.
And it's taken how long for this guy to be found guilty?
19, like 3 years, 4 years.
Why?
No clue. He actually just confessed that he's guilty. I don't know why it's taken a while.
And you're saying it was in broad daylight and people
outside and people saw.
People saw it.
Yeah.
No.
Shows you the victims of femicide. Again, the patriarchy will always win. Even if they see that a nigga did this to a chick, they could literally watch it and be like, we don't know what she did.
Yeah.
Maybe she did something to like
she
offend
provoked him.
I don't care what she did.
But not everybody is like that. Everybody else is actually like, let's hear the guy's side of the story. They will always defend. Imagine 2 deaths.
If you told me that, I will slap the shit out of you.
Yeah. And then they saw this thing. It was in broad daylight, but then apparently the vice chancellor said the attack was by an unknown assailant. Okay, we're working with the security forces to piece together what happened. So there was a protest. The students also went to Eldoret Central Police Station to kind of find out what was happening with that situation. Yeah, so this guy waited for her with a knife and an axe in a sack at the gate. And then he tried to escape after he had attacked her. And then Boda guys, got to him and beat his ass up.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had traveled from Nairobi to Eldoret. So during that whole situation when this was happening, this nigga, I think there's a time he had pled like temporary insanity or something, that he didn't know what he was doing.
All the way from Nairobi?
That's the thing. So everyone was like, how are you going to say that when you traveled all the way? Like, those are what, like over 400, maybe 468 kilometers, maybe? You had all this time to rethink your actions. Like, yes, he had all this. So now apparently this guy, he confessed on Friday that he killed her. This is an incident that I have regretted forever after thinking about it and reflecting. I knew it would not have happened, since there were many ways to get around the situation without causing the death of an innocent person, is what he said.
To the lowest.
What? I can't think. Like, where? If you were God, where would you send this person?
Send him
seriously.
Like, what kind of torture is good enough
for a nigga like that?
Yeah, where they're like 3-5 devils with their dicks,
but we have to keep him alive. Like, he's got to be tortured.
With their dicks out ready.
Also, he's been in prison, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's actually been in prison, and then, pity party. He's like, excuse me, he's like, during this whole time that I've been in prison, my dad had a lung disease and he died.
Before.
Exactly, like, come on.
We don't.
And then he's like, he knows that the family might have been affected by the death of their kid. Might. Sir, like, honestly, this is like electric chair.
Yeah.
Straight.
He's calling it an incident. About that. He shouldn't be speaking for himself. Obviously, he's senile.
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely, yeah. He said he had denied killing her before.
I have no remorse.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Honestly.
No remorse for this clown.
And apparently he hacked her to death because, frequent disappointments. He had invested money and emotions. Again, let me just say, this is how men feel entitled to a woman. No. This is true facts. Yeah. And I'm going to put it in the simplest situation. When a guy buys you a drink in a club,
don't put me in that.
No.
Unfortunately, you are
a man, and
then I don't do that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're not that's you particularly, but like, this is a situation.
Don't say all men. Just say some. Yeah.
Yeah. Majority. It does happen. It does happen. The few who are not part of the pack are very few, countable, right? Okay. But like, let me give the simplest example. If a guy sends you a drink at the club, you have to overthink it, because this guy will buy you one beer or maybe a cocktail that's 800 shillings, maybe 1,000, and then for the rest of the night, honestly, they're gonna be breathing down your neck. I'm gonna take you home. Like, really, are you really thinking because you bought me one beer that's 350 shillings that I have to go home with you? So this man to say that, I invested money and emotions in this woman, doesn't make you her property. It doesn't make her your property, right? That you feel entitled. You shouldn't be talking to nobody else but me.
Yeah.
I'm the beginning and the end of this relationship.
Yeah.
That's why he felt like he was well within his rights to travel over 300 kilometers and do what he did.
But it has to be clear that femicide isn't really just a man problem, because a lot of it's a social problem, because even women are like, why were you wearing that skirt?
Exactly.
Why did you provoke him, like we said?
Bearing in mind that children are getting raped, so what is a 6-month-old baby wearing to provoke this man into doing, sometimes it's this preconditioned hate and viewing women as objects that makes people behave the way they want to behave. Someone wants to call you in the street, and now because you didn't say what's up, oh, you're not even pretty, like, look at you, you're fucking twisted, whatever. And it's like, yo, bro, you didn't even approach me respectfully. Me, as someone who uses public transportation, everybody wants to grab your hand and touch you, and when I stand up for myself, I'll be like, don't grab me, don't touch me. They want to talk shit, and it's like, I didn't give you permission to be in my personal space.
I don't think
regardless of, and these are the extremities. So there's the people who think, something as small as catcalling you and saying what's up to you and you not responding is a big deal to now this person who's traveling all the way with the motive of ending your life.
She owes me.
It's all spectrums of the same problem.
Yeah.
Different degrees. Lock that nigga up, and if we're not locking it, straight to the electric chair. I don't think the death penalty is still something that happens, but they should reconsider
for
it
this case.
Exactly.
I think it's there. Like, Kenya hasn't. They've never come out and said it's not.
I mean, extrajudicially, but this one needs to be like, this fucker did this, and this is the consequence. You know, instead of like keeping it under wraps.
It shouldn't be. It should not be normalized and like made to look like it's okay that let's hear the other side of the story. Granted that there's women who lie, but most times the higher percentage is always coming from the man's side.
That's not just a us thing, that's a global thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. In South Africa, this is like, they be saying South Africa is the country that hates women because this is a thing that happens. Someone didn't respond to your text, now they end up dead. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I thought I saw some in India as well. Like, rape is almost like normalized.
Yeah.
It's
India.
fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Honestly.
Can we?
And if you're watching this, fam, like, allow women to do. If all of you are grown and you believe in your game and whatever, if she's not feeling you, just go to somebody else. Like, rejection is a thing that everyone experiences. Whether you experience it from like I sent in a proposal, my deal was turned down, my loan was turned down, to like, this chick. You're not gonna burn up a bank because they didn't approve your loan. So what makes you feel like because she rejected me now she needs to go? Come on.
Yeah.
They say that there's plenty fish in the sea for a fucking reason.
So rest in peace, Rest in peace, of course. That's a horrible story.
Yeah.
And if anything new, I think that's really the end of that story. We can lay it to rest. But of course, if anything else comes up, we will let you know on that story of Ivy Wangeshi. Let's keep things moving, though, because we're still in Kenya. Let's talk about Ruto and his new...
Oh, God.
His new promises, new deals, new promises. Let's go.
It's always some new shit with this guy. Like,
I like him though, so I'm not gonna be on his.
Like him for what? Can you please
like
tell
him.
me? Mambo ni matatu. Actually, apparently you're supposed to ask for permission
to use that,
because he's now copyrighted that phrase.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo.
Don't.
Okay, so what's the story here?
Let's start with transacting. No, you go ahead and do it. Zach, let's go.
Yeah,
transactions.
So transactions. We can do transactions using iris and fingerprints.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is going to tell him?
He said
you like him. Come on, tell us what your new policies are.
So you want me to tell him?
Yeah.
We only have one camera, so let me look into the camera.
Oh wow,
Mr. President.
Oh, spokesperson.
I think we've been doing this for the last 2 years already. Right?
Stop it.
Anybody with a phone that has fingerprint hasn't, like, you don't have
with
your banking
Safaricom.
and everything. Safaricom is not on your fingerprint.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for a year. So what else is new?
Yeah.
This is not new.
They said the ID is now going to be digital, so you can transact with your fucking iris and your fingerprints.
New. The passport is already that
Yes.
way. Like when I go to TZ now, they don't need to do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Right.
They ask for the passport, they put it in that thing, and then they tell you, look into this camera. and that's it.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for like a year and
Yeah.
some change, Mr. President.
Okay, but this is on the level. See, that's for travel concerns, you know? Like,
Yeah.
in my mind, the way this story is being told is like for everyday things, right? Like,
Which
you can
is
leave your credit card.
M-Pesa transaction
Yeah.
and
Which
shit
is
like
what I've
that.
been doing for the last, I don't know how many, like
No.
I don't remember typing my PIN on my phone to
Yeah.
use M-Pesa.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe I'm
I
the one
just
who's
use my
behind.
finger. Here, this. That's it.
No. When you go into an M-Pesa agent's shop, how they say, give me your ID so that you can withdraw. So now you can use your fingerprint. You don't have to do all that. That's
Difference.
No.
Sorry.
No, when you go into the...
I
you'll be
know,
like,
but
yeah.
usually, like, okay, so I haven't gone to
Okay, now that
M-Pesa.
you put it like that.
I haven't gone to any M-Pesa. But basically, my transactions are usually between the bank to M-Pesa, M-Pesa to the bank. And from the M-Pesa to somebody else. Maybe I need to send Corinne some money. That's all. That's transactions.
But when you withdraw,
What?
when you go to the agent and be like, I
I've never
need
done
200
that.
shillings.
I've never done that.
So that's what he's saying. You will go to the agent, I need 500 bob, right? So instead of having to give them your ID, then
We
you
can
will...
put your eyeball on
Yeah,
that.
you know.
No one is giving their IDs, and maybe we are snitching on these M-Pesa
The
agents.
agents.
They're not asking for IDs. I'm sorry, they're not.
These days they don't ask.
They'll just ask for the number.
Yeah.
What's your ID number? You give them the ID number. Boom.
They give you your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess him is like, you know, in a working world where they're asking you for
Everything-
your ID,
and-
they don't have to ask. If you go maybe, I guess, to like, you know, access government services, like maybe Huduma Center, where they ask you for the ID, then you put in your
Exactly.
fingerprint, they have all your shit by the time you're walking up to the counter, shit like that. Maybe when you go to the hospital, you know.
If it's gonna make
Yeah, your details are already there.
Yeah,
That's-
but
that's
then
dope.
that was the same shit that they tried to do with us. You remember when they pressured us to get the Huduma card? Then they said it was illegal. You know, like what's the difference this time that this one's going to work that where
My
other
guy.
systems
Anyway,
have
either
failed.
way, I don't
Please.
like it. I don't like it.
I don't mind it. I just think this guy overpromises, underdelivers,
And yet you like him.
Listen, he says by
I like it 'cause
2024,
I get to make these jokes.
you have 3 months to get it together.
I get to make these jokes. That's why I like him.
It ain't working.
Without him, this joke would not exist.
I can't believe we have like I don't know how many more years with this guy, and guys are like, he's gonna run for a second term.
Of course.
Got a long time.
Let's talk about Kenyan phones. Kenyan made phones.
Oh yeah,
Tell me what's the story.
He's still part of it, right?
Yeah.
He's involved.
Yeah.
He's giving us new
course.
phone. Anybody trying to buy this phone?
Nah.
How many?
Nah.
But maybe if I was getting a break on the cost, right? The cheapest it's coming in for is seven something.
Yeah.
And how many people can
Right?
afford that?
So let me go get a China
2K,
yeah.
right? 1,500. Yeah, still. It's like they're trying to make it that every Kenya is connected, but then the level, the price of connection is just way too high.
That's too high. Yeah.
On top of buying the 7K phone, I have to like
This shit
get
is
bundles
way
on my
too high.
Wi-Fi
You
and
need
shit.
to cut it.
Yo, come on.
This shit is way too high. You need to cut it.
Give me a fucking break, yo. Cut it.
Cut it. Cut it.
Yeah.
All right.
Is-
On some more BS though, for any travelers
Oh,
from
God.
from anywhere else,
Yeah.
who's coming in with any items above 500 shillings. You know how there's the something to declare line and then nothing to declare line. I mean, I'm never bringing anything, right? So it's always automatically red, like nothing to the green one, right? Nothing to declare, nothing. Now everything above $500
has to be declared.
Yeah.
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 You're
I mean,
gonna
I
have
think
to pay
I think
taxes
that's
for
kind of
it.
standard though.
Yeah. I have a friend who came in, and she. Yeah.
Yeah, she
It's
got
for-
screwed.
Yeah, it's for real out there. It's for real.
They said even with the phones and everything, you carry them unboxed or be prepared to pay like up to 63% of the market price.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking crazy.
But
like,
unboxed doesn't prove. What does that prove? That you're not going to
it's-
resell.
No, that it's not new. Like
Yeah, like it's yours.
Yeah, it's a personal item, so
and
you don't
for
have
personal,
to.
I'm sure there's
But you
like
still
a
get
limit.
taxed.
There's a limit to how many of those you can have. And
Yeah.
Because they can still like find out what mark it is, what make it is when it came out and whatever. If they want to say that it's new,
Yeah, they said
you can still be taxed.
They said that what you need to do is like unbox them and then make sure that they're on. Like it looks like it's a little bit used. Otherwise, you're still gonna get screwed when you're getting into the country, which is so crazy because the king and queen are in the country right now, and someone floated a joke. You don't know this?
No, I know that they're in the country, but I'm waiting for the rest of the story.
Someone floated the joke. They were like,
brave enough?
These two have definitely come in with stuff that's worth more than 500. Like, are they part of the taxation or are they going to be exempted?
How are you going to tax somebody that owns the country?
Their own country. That's what I'm saying.
That's
how much are we taking back?
All of it. Like the amount of tax should be whatever debt we have acquired right now.
Cancelled.
It should be like just we're welcoming colonizers into the country. I think in South Africa it happened like maybe the king and queen of I don't know where, like they were getting in and then they were getting booed. In this country, everyone is trying to take a picture.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah. So I mean, the least they could do.
I think you guys got it twisted.
What?
We're not welcoming them.
What are we doing?
They are coming into their
property.
Yes.
to check on their country
Kama
home.
ameingia kwa kitchen yake. How have you been handling my kitchen?
Yeah. You're right.
Oh shit. Oh, I even forgot.
That's still I don't know. But also, you know, the queen, she's called Camellia. I don't know.
Camilla.
Oh yeah, Camilla.
I said chameleon.
I said chameleon. I was going to say like she literally gave all side chicks hope that one day eventually
you can be queen.
There's this one nigga who was trying to make me his side chick, and then he sent me when she was getting like the coronation was happening. So he sends me like a picture, that meme, like shout out to all the side chicks in the world. I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you trying to tell me something? Because no. It doesn't happen for everyone. And you see how long it's taken her? She doesn't even have enough time to enjoy that shit.
Ayo, cut it out.
All right, what else is happening out here?
Be kind.
Be kind to who? Were they kind when they were whipping our ancestors and like shooting them down and shit? I'm just... Come on, man.
But that's facts. I'm
asking.
I know it's facts. There's a lot of things that are facts.
The Mau actually had it like they had submitted like a case or something for them to like pay back for the atrocities that were committed during that time.
The problem is so many of these cases have been won and people have been given money, so you don't know where to start.
Compensated, yeah.
So many people have been compensated, but I don't think there's like records of who has and who hasn't.
And also, I don't think it would hurt. They'll be like, just break them off a piece so they could get off our backs. Like, whatever. Yeah. You own like half the world, so like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's the principle. Like, we ain't giving them shit.
They ain't had no principles when they were enslaving people, but let's move on. I'm just saying.
Are we on that Tyrese story?
Tyrese. Yo, again, when we're talking about age of social media and, I can see how social media has maybe probably ruined dating, relationships, marriage. Everyone has, hot takes about what a man should do and what a woman should do. And any relationship that's not quote unquote normal is subject to being spoken about. They talked about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne, right, going 50-50 despite the fact that Dwayne is worth like maybe 10-20 times more than she is. So now the situation right now is Tyrese's ex-wife Samantha comes on the internet. You remember the time when Tyrese was crying, congratulations, and he became a meme. Everyone was talking about, it was Twitter had a field day. So this woman just upped and left. They had a 1-year-old kid, and she just decided one day that she was gonna leave this man, and started the divorce arrangements and shit. So now she comes up years later. She's like, "Oh, I regret, whatever happened with Tyrese. This man didn't do anything wrong. He was paying all the bills. He never cheated on me. He didn't treat me bad, but." Friends were in my ear telling me, this and that, and she regrets the whole situation. So everyone obviously was clowning her and being like, yo, come on. Like, social media isn't real. You had a good life, but you chose to listen to your friends. But now you're trying to reconcile. then Tyrese gets on the internet. He's like, yo, we're not going to do this shit. Like, you already tried to get back with me. I'm in a relationship now. I'm happy. You handle your business. And you keep saying that you want to get back and you want to make things all right, but you're still like, maybe you still have 20,000 like lawyers on my back or something, or child support, and you're still making your own money. So stop using that story for clout. And yeah, he's just shorty fumbled a good nigga.
Yep. Now he's not on that time.
Yeah.
He's defending his current wife.
Yeah.
So, you know, he has a wife right now, right?
I think engaged. Yeah.
Engaged, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm with this one now.
It is what it is. You fumbled.
You fumbled the bag.
Yo, listen.
You made me cry.
As a good nigga fumbler, professionally,
I
fumbled so many good
shame.
niggas. Honestly, like every nigga that I've been with has like worship the ground that I'm on. But you remember when I was talking about the ex that I was like, I'm bored. So like, as someone who has really fumbled a couple good niggas, like I feel her pain. But like, let it be learned, let it be known. First of all, it's not too many good niggas out there. So like, if you have the one, just let him simp. It's okay. Yeah. Because you know everybody else is not gonna treat you as great.
Jeez, that's turned into such a sad story.
That's not a sad story. No, I've learned from my mistakes, okay? And that's why I can make fun of it. But when I was doing it, I didn't know what I was doing. It comes also with age and growth and realizing like, I did some fucked up shit that those men did not deserve.
Good. At least you own it, you know?
I do. And I apologize, actually. I've apologized to like almost all my exes. And
all you ex niggas, come back.
No, that's not what we're saying.
That's what she's saying.
No, what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying actually is, you know, I'm healed now. You know, don't be scared. Don't be scared of me. I'm not gonna hurt nobody. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah. Just, you know.
Good for you. I'm with that. I like that.
I'm a mature woman. My gangster points are getting up.
Speaking of couples-ish, ex-couples, Tyga and Kylie. What is the discrepancy here? Where have people just found out now about the age difference? Or is it because when they officially started seeing each other? Okay.
I think it's getting confirmed, and right now people want to talk about that shit more loudly, right? So like when it was happening, because I remember when I first started hearing rumors about Tyga and Kylie Jenner being together, I was like, isn't she just a kid? So no, Black China has been on this whole like rebirth, baptism, whatever. She's now Angela White, you know. You know, she's going through this whole transformation, took her fillers out. So I guess now people are like having conversations with her about, you know, how was it being married or being with Tyga and then, you know, being with Rob and having the kids, because also she's going through like a lot of child support issues. So she went, I think, on this interview and she was like, when Tyga and Kylie started talking, Kylie was actually 16 and Tyga maybe 21, 22 years old. And she was like, she was underage, but you know, the internet was cruel. They were actually bashing her for talking about it. It wasn't going to, you know, the Kardashian clan and, you know, whatever Tyga was doing. So it was like, why did I deserve to be talked about like that when I wasn't the one?
Damn.
Because why is she mixing herself? Oh, okay.
She was the
baby mama at that point, right?
She was the one who was cheated on. The literally
the competition
woman.
Was a 16-year-old?
Imagine.
I'd be making noise. I'd be making noise.
Yeah. You know, age of consent. I feel like when it comes to that whole sex issue, I think people have different opinions about it. You know, last time when we were talking about Aziad and Ababu, Kareem was like, it's okay, you know, let it ride.
I still feel like it's okay. No, maybe not so much Aziad, because I feel like if it wasn't just a play thing.
Yeah.
Then, but I still feel like that Kylie, that gap is not that big.
16?
Yeah. To how old was he at that time?
22.
That's 6 years.
That's it.
Come on.
That nigga had been potty trained. He was off diapers. He was running around eating solid food. Like this was he was going to school. He knew better. Like granted, I feel like in that age period, you're still both kids.
Yeah.
But then one is legal and one is still, you know, kind of
It's
figuring
one of those
that shit
things
out.
about like if I'm 18, he's 19. That shit illegal. It's kind of close enough to me.
Nah, I mean,
especially
18,
in that
19,
circle,
that's different.
especially in that circle where you really only know. That's why this thing is so in-house. All of Hollywood, they're just with each other because it's an exclusive clique, right? You're not going to the coffee shop to meet the love of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get it, and I'm okay with it.
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like sex issues and whatever, I'm definitely an advocate for like, if you can wait, just wait. Like I feel like there's no rush. I mean,
she was 16. She wasn't trying to wait.
Relax.
No.
You're saying it now, but when you were
that's what I'm saying.
When somebody told you to wait, you were hot.
What you
first
mean,
of
wait,
all,
exactly.
first of all,
You are.
I lost my virginity when I was like legal. I was like 18 or 19.
I know, but I'm just saying like.
I know.
that's
It's
incredible.
commendable,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You did
Exactly.
good.
And honestly, and still, right now, I keep saying like, if I knew better, I wouldn't have done it at 18 still.
You would
I
have
still
waited
would have
still.
waited.
Yeah.
I still would have waited. Yeah. I know not everyone has the same situation. Kids are fucking at 9, 10, 14, you know, teenagers actually, that's the period of time where you want to experiment and find out if your shit is working, right? But like, I feel like it's not an emergency. There's nowhere that you're rushing to that will make you feel like, oh my God, now I feel like I've opened a portal.
Your mind is... these people are smart. Like, your mind knows that you don't have to rush, but your body
is telling you.
Your mind all sorts of things.
No, but my body.
Yeah. I mean, I can get that, but then also when it comes to like understanding the intricacies of sex, you know, and all that shit, definitely there's nothing. You're not having the world's greatest sex at 16.
Yeah.
You might think it is, but it's really not. You still don't even know what the fuck you're doing. So like, I mean, anyone watching this who feels like they haven't started, I mean, like, if you want to wait. If you want to do it, just know what you're getting into.
But my understanding is that Gen Z is waiting. They're waiting, right? They're not us. They're waiting because they've heard a lot of, because they're exposed. It's not like a big secret about, let's talk about sex. Like, it's not a secret. So then it doesn't make it so urgent, you know? You don't have to be part of...
And also it doesn't feel like, you know, the forbidden fruits, you know? Your parents don't talk about sex, so now you want to find out about sex as early as possible.
Exposed to think
There's information now. I feel like with Gen Z, it's like 50-50. There's the people who are getting into it who are like, fuck it, I want to do it. And then there's other people who are still like, I don't think there's any rush. And then there's other people who are still figuring out their sexuality. Am I attracted to men? Am I attracted to women? You know, like, you know, where
almost too much information,
you know. Like what am I allowed to exist in a sexual space in? Like, am I a man that likes women? Am I a man that likes transgender? Am I a man that, you know, likes other men and shit like that? So
Dwight Howard,
yo,
chill out. Just chill out.
First of all, what's the story with Dwight?
So there was an Instagram story that came out, like, not an Instagram story, like him DMing, like a guy DM'd him or something, like, would you like to meet? And Dwight was like,
hell no, what the hell kind of a message is that?
Because I think the ramblings have always been that Dwight plays for the other team. So this guy was like, yo, what up? You want to pull up? So Dwight pulled up. So when he pulled up with another guy. So this guy was surprised. Like, it was a surprise. Like, okay, I don't know the real... Listen, I'm here for the joke. Fuck you. If you want to know the real story, it's on Google. Find out. But what I'm hearing is Dwight pulled up with another guy. So this guy was like, that wasn't part of the plan. So apparently the other guy is now
was going to be a threesome.
Yeah, but he's claiming that he was assaulted now. He was sexually assaulted.
Who, Dwight?
No. How are you going to assault Dwight? The nigga is like... Yo, so the other guy says he was assaulted.
Oh.
I think, yeah.
Oh, so that's where the story is
So that's
coming
there. So
from.
the word- that's
and then
what
he
it is.
responded, he was like, y'all are worried about what a man is doing behind closed
Yeah.
doors. Y'all
Yo,
are weird.
Mace.
And then someone retweeted and said they were like, oh, this nigga talk about men worried about what's happening in his bedroom. Nigga, they're accusing you of rape. Say something about
Yeah.
You should have seen Mace.
Yo.
Mace killed it.
Yo,
Oh my god,
what did he
Mace!
say?
You didn't see the one for Mace?
No.
Oh my god, it's the funniest thing ever. That one I have to play it for you because come on. He basically, because now Dwight was saying that whole thing was consensual. You know, it's
damn.
not rape, nini. So Mace is like, it's not consensual when you have another nigga hiding in the closet.
Oh my God.
And then he just popped him up like, yo, it's three of us now, you know?
Yeah.
So that was funny. Hold on. Let me play this.
Actually, that's facts, though. Why did he pull up with another guy? I thought maybe it was for him
Trying to set him up.
for himself. The same way a girl will be like, oh, I've never met you online, so let me roll with my girl just to have my back so you know where I am. That's the safe way to...
First of all, if
No,
I'm
but
the one
you-
shooting my shot and be like, hey, do you want a link? I know for a fact I'm not pulling up with nobody else.
Yeah.
I might tell somebody, this is where I'm going to be at.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, just be around the block in
Yeah.
case anything happens. But I'm definitely
It's one
not
thing for
pulling
your
up with-
boy to be like, okay, here you are, get out, I know where you are, okay,
Yeah,
bye.
yeah,
Right? But
yeah.
it's another thing for him to stick around. Like, what are you still here for?
It's like pulling up to a date and you got company.
But yeah, it's not consensual when somebody pops out of the closet
Yeah.
like, ta-da!
Yeah.
It's two of us now.
Dick harder than a
Oh,
motherfucker.
shit.
Yeah. Same.
Pause.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was
Yeah.
up to some shit and the nigga's
Yeah.
in the closet, he's
And then
probably
he
in there like,
pops
tag me in.
Tag me in.
Nah, I'm joking. But
Oh, shit.
Shame.
he just been in the closet like, oh my God, what time is it for me to...
to pop out? Then he shows up. That would
And
be
Dwight is like, hey,
That would be
yo,
uncomfortable.
whose dick is that on my shoulder?
Yo,
Anyway,
okay,
moving on.
all right, enough.
All right, what's next?
I think that's about it, right? Corey?
Are we done? Felt like there was a lot of juice this
Oh
week.
my god, yeah.
Just things we had to get off our chest.
Yeah.
I think we need to start doing like 2 episodes a week.
Yo.
Yeah. You
gonna
proposed
be able
it.
to-
I second it.
We didn't talk Busta Rhymes and Burna Boy.
We haven't also talked about Scarface and Rakim.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scarface.
Okay,
We
so-
also didn't talk about our music picks.
Okay, let's so
I
we
mean rubies.
Yeah.
I send them to the group, people. How am I going to be the one who only has an opinion?
Well, the one who likes this kind of music.
Yeah, everyone sends the music that they're listening to, no?
Oh.
Aren't we trying to build that
Cause
like as a
contra-
solid thing on the
Cause
podcast so that
contra-
we can get sponsorship and whatever? So we should all be invested.
Cause contra.
Nigga.
I sent you, right? I did send you the
So you gonna talk about that? All right, let's talk Burna Boy and Busta. Busta has actually been very, very active this year. When he was receiving his I Am Hip Hop award at the BET Awards earlier this year, he talked about how when the group that he was a part of, I forget the name of the group.
Leaders of the New School.
No,
You talked about flip mode before.
I can't.
No, he has to talk about leaders. He was
Whatever crew he was a part of that I forget. Is it?
leaders of the New School.
So when they broke up, right? He
Yeah.
didn't have like a home studio, and he said how he would, make sure that he was still relevant in the rap scene. He would just pop up in a studio, pull up with hella weed, hella drinks, and be like, "Hey, what y'all working on?" And then if he hears some shit that he likes, then he'll be like, "Let me do a verse on it," and that's how he said, he kind of spearheaded the feature movement. So as someone who has just been actively in the game, I think. Also, he's been on tour with 50 Cent, who we also didn't speak about. He's been on tour with 50 Cent for the Final Lap tour with Jeremiah as well. So he posted something on his Twitter. No, actually, it was a random clip that pulled up on Twitter. A collaboration with Burna Boy, who is basically an international artist right now, right? I feel like, did you guys watch that snippet of that song? It was like a dancehall inspired record,
And that's
dance hall influenced record.
That's
You
where
know,
Busta is.
Busta,
Yeah.
Busta likes that shit.
Yeah.
It actually was kind of banging.
But I have
It's a record that I'm looking forward to for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Have
when
a
does
hot
it drop?
take.
They haven't said just yet. I actually don't even think it's dropped, but like let me just do a quick search as you're talking about
my hot take.
Yeah.
I think, and people are gonna hate me for this because if I have like some of my like good friends still listen to Busta. One of my favorites A&Rs is A&Ring Busta.
How can you? Okay.
But I don't think Busta needs to continue rapping anymore.
What do you mean?
His voice has really changed. I think maybe for the new guys, they enjoy it. Maybe for the new fans. But for someone like me who knew Busta with this new voice that's like super heavy and
so the smoking, you can tell.
It's not for me, man. Sorry, it's not for me.
How do you feel, Kareem?
I love Busta. I love him.
I do, but
sure, he switched up on us. But he's always. I feel like he's always kind of been on that. All in my mind I can think about is when he switched up is "Baby, If You Give It to Me," like that era.
That era.
I loved him.
Same.
But right now, if you listen to him right now, it's like his voice is really struggling to stay on certain frequencies. Like he can't bring it down. It's just too much.
No, I enjoyed that. Maybe I don't know if it will get copyright if we.
Oh, that for sure. Definitely.
But it sounded like a good dancehall record, and I was gonna say in terms of maybe him switching up, I think it also comes with the times, right?
Yeah.
If you still want to speak to an audience, you have to evolve.
Yeah.
And for many of these younger guys, it's like, who's Busta Rhymes?
Exactly.
Or like there's a new artist and then us guys were like, no nigga, you ain't heard this shit, but then that he's still resonating and hitting it with.
You know how Missy had her reinsurgence where people were like, oh, we can dance to Missy songs. Or they knew that she was a GOAT when it comes to hip hop and dance. But then to have it be validated so many years later, I think that was a big deal.
Exactly.
And so for you to leave Busta, by the wayside while you're talking about Missy, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of pioneers who've held their own and still maintain to hold their own, I think when you get into the artistry, you realize how crazy it is for someone to say I've had a 20-year career, knowing how iffy it is, how the water's like, even being hot for 5 years, like that's a long ass time for someone to say I'm still relevant since the 70s or the 80s and up until 2023. That's something to be something to be commended, first of all, and then for you to actually be in a conversation with artists who are popping off right now, Burna Boy, and artists from Africa, whether they're trying to hop on the Afrobeats wave, trying to tap into the African market or whatever, he's still reintroducing himself. And I think with artistry, you definitely need that something new that will keep people. Maybe the old guys will be like, I still like classic Busta, it's fine. Then the new guys will be like, oh my god, this new shit is actually banging, and I found out about this guy from Burna Boy. Either way, he's gonna win. Either way, it's gonna be relevant.
By saying, for the newer audience, maybe they might like it. For guys who, I just have
classic
a thing,
Busta.
I just have a thing. Like, it's not even about the bars or anything, because people, when I start talking like that, people will think, oh, it's not about bars. But when somebody's voice slightly changes to where you feel like they're struggling, you're like, maybe now it's time for you to to lead the new crop. Just be open a studio, or just be on the hook and help them, guide them to where you are.
Just before this whole thing started, Zach was insisting on how we needed to listen to Shaq and Kobe to re-listen. You have to choose which side you're on.
But I was telling you that Shaq verse wasn't it. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I was like, that's not for me.
Oh, okay. Because I liked it.
I felt like it was okay.
Struggling. I feel like when it gets to a point where like you feel like it's not, just leave it alone.
For me, if you've earned your stripes and you've laid the foundation, you ain't got shit else to prove.
Right?
You can do whatever the fuck you want. He literally, Busta could get on a record and just be like, it's Busta Rhymes, and I'd be like, oh my god, killed it.
Yeah,
like,
and for me, maybe I'll be happier with that than hearing a full verse with the Like, yo, it's...
And also, I was going to say,
Or
I don't
maybe somebody
think
should try
he's
and
also
EQ his
like,
voice.
maybe he is. I don't know. I haven't really followed up on Busta's new music as much.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's also not actively trying to be top of the chart.
Yeah.
Like Coi Leray will say, I need a Busta verse. He'll be like, I'll do it. Chris
Yeah, like that
Brown,
Coi Leray
like maybe
starting
Busta was in
like,
the studio.
It was cringe for me.
You know, but
It was
like he'll
super
it's I don't think he's like, oh, let me compete and be the Busta Rhymes from back in the day where my record had
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying, like,
top
when
of the charts. It's like, okay, I might throw in a little 16 for fun because I am Busta and
Then
people already know what I can do.
Get some engineers to work on that. Like, if they could make T-Pain do what T-Pain did,
Yeah.
I'm sure they can work with Busta's voice and trying to cut off some of the laws and make it digestible. It's too much. It's rattling the speakers.
But also like Busta has always had that husky,
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever
Like,
sound.
there's a point where like it became, you know, we liked it, but there's a point where
I still like it.
gets too
Busta.
Not for me. I'm sorry.
So if
But I
Busta
still love you,
Rhymes
Bus.
gets like a Kenyan concert, you mean pulling up?
Of course, I'm pulling up.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's because I'm going to be singing to yo 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 yo
Right?
yo
Yeah.
yo 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 yo.
He doesn't. For me, I'm just like, do whatever you want. Even you see how you ride for Lauren. People say the same thing. Like she pulls up to a concert, she's struggling to hit the notes, she's struggling to put her shit together. But you're still like, I ride for Lauren. So I think it's subjective. Depends on who it is.
We
No, the
agree
point
to
is already
disagree.
really.
Yeah,
The point has already been
Proven.
right?
Yeah, you already know. Like, there's only one Lauren. There's only one Busta. There's only
But
one.
all these notes that you want to hit and stuff, we've already done that. Like,
And
that-
plus, he's
that's
like,
done.
he's pushing like 50, 60, man. Nigga. Like, we can't expect him to function on the same level.
Yeah.
That
That's what I'm saying. Like, why not take a bit of a backseat?
But he has.
he has. He's not as active as he was in the 90s.
That's why we're excited to hear from him again.
Exactly.
Alright.
Team Busta.
I give
Hashtag.
up. I give up. Shout outs to Mr. Mek. Mek is the A&R
Yeah.
for Busta Rhymes and is on that
So we
show.
could get him in the country.
Who, Mr. Mecca?
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you say he was one of your boys or some shit?
No, it's like he was a rapper.
Alright then.
In one of my favorite groups, it was called QM5 Music with Pac FM and them. And now he hosts a podcast like ours with Mark Hoffa. It's called My Expert Opinion.
Okay.
So if you get some time,
If
go
you
check
see
out.
if you see Busta Rhymes at the awards this year, don't be asking me no questions. Just know we got the plug right here.
Yeah, Busta can pull up. Busta was supposed to pull up just before we left Homeboys. Remember?
Oh, yeah. For that Jameson,
He was
whatever
supposed to pull up.
happened.
See, COVID kind of fucked up everything. COVID, man.
Oh,
you
man.
piece of shit.
Yeah, really fucked it up. What else? What else is on
We
here?
have to
Rocky
talk about,
Mala.
and this one actually is close to home. It's a
Scarf.
global story, but
Yeah.
close to home. Let's talk about veteran rappers and health insurance.
Yes.
Rocky
And this is
Mala.
not even about musicians. Like, this is about also all of our superstars.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other day I was watching a boxer. Remember that whole thing with Conjestina? Now
Yeah.
other like boxers, like, why don't we have love for boxers?
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, once you are a veteran athlete who you've been cheering, like for decades, people have been cheering, and then now you find yourself in the slum, like there needs to be some kind of
Insurance.
Fallback plan.
fallback. Yeah.
Yeah, so
You
that's
can't
what I
give
think.
your whole heart, body, literally body, because these people are suffering from like all sorts of ailments.
Yeah.
You tear vocal cords.
Yeah.
You know, your shit is all fucked up. Your mental health. Yeah.
You just didn't have your money together at the time. It's a different world.
Yeah.
So I think Nas and a couple of guys,
Steve Stout,
they came up with this sort of like a plan for rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So far I think it's only Rakim and Scarface.
Yeah.
So they received
$500K.
$500K and some
For it's Grandmaster Awards. And it's an event that is supposed to shine a spotlight on the incredible careers of Rakim and Scarface. And this was revealed on the Paid in Full Foundation's official website. I think that's a good
Nice.
thing. Yeah, like Karine was saying, like this is a global conversation, because sometimes you be pulling up to events and you see some of the Kenyan OGs and it's like, nah, this ain't right. Like
Yeah.
they're not supposed, like we've literally built a culture on the backs of these people. At the very least, they should be the ones living like, you know, good, taken care of, fresh, swaggy, all that. So it's incredible that Nas and Steve Stout have come
this whole
together
thing
to do
about
this whole
you
thing.
are like when you're on top, everyone is all, and I think that's a global thing, right? When you're on top, you're like no one can
Everyone
leave you in
is on
peace.
you.
And then as soon as the next thing is in, forgotten about you, right?
And I
to
think
the level of like basic needs.
Which is very disheartening to be honest. Even when it comes to like Kenyan entertainment, when people are like, oh, I got hospitalized and I have a 200k bill, like 200k fam, honestly, for like a creative, that should be the least amount of money in your account, you know, if especially for people who are like, people are making memories to your music, to your art and all that shit. Like the least you could have is a little bag for you to fall back in case of an emergency, instead of having to go back to the public. So shout out to the guys. The Scarface and Rakim are the first, but then I think they're planning to award a lot more. A lot more artists. That would be dope.
Speaking of which, we didn't touch on Magic Senga. Speaking about you and your bank account.
Shit. Magic Senga the other day gets on Twitter. Actually, this story was posted by I think Nairobi Gossip, and it was Magic Senga. He was like, "Oh, can somebody help me? I actually have a baby, a 1-month-old baby that needs to be taken care of, and some of my biggest hits, I'm not even making any money from them." You know, so he said, okay, like some of the songs that he was talking about, right? Hold on. Dundaing, Watoto na Pombe by Otile Brown, and then some songs by like Diggy Diggy by Arrow Boy. I think I've heard that song. Mami Ondoko also, I've heard it. And he was like talking, he was like, our President William, can you help? And you know, anyone else in the music industry, can you help? Which for me was very surprising, because I'm like, at one point this guy was the most sought after producer. He said he had to stop working at the studio he was working at because they had to shut down, financial constraints. And it's just, it was disheartening. But then you go through the comment section and like, you know, the speculations, guys are like, he's a user. If he like took care of his drug problem, then he would be good. Going back to the conversation of, you know, arts, creatives and drug mental health problems, like it's just all connected. I feel like this is a very slippery industry. If you don't know yourself, if you don't take care of your shit, then it's easy to have it all at once and literally wake up the next day and you ain't got shit. So sad situation happening with Magic's. Also, like, you know, protect yourself, get the paperwork. Even the most trivial shit, you know, split sheets are a thing. You may think that this record is not going anywhere, but even if you make 1,000 or 500 shillings off your craft, just make sure that everybody knows what the percentages are going to be looking like at the end of the day. Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Was this our longest podcast ever?
Longest podcast ever.
I think, huh?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to break it into like
there'll be an hour piece. Yeah. So we're talking music peaks. Music peaks. As we finish.
Yeah.
Tell us about Coast Contract, because that's the only thing we're gonna be talking about, nigga.
How can somebody be so stuck?
Ruby, thank you.
Like he's going to get to me. Look at him.
Like, are they paying?
He's climbing on stage.
Is there something we don't know about? Like, come on.
Like,
he's trying to get behind the podium
to
start his sermon.
Do you want to be their manager, producer, something?
They're already good, man. I just like good music. That's all. And so far, no one seems to be doing good music. Sorry.
He's saying this in the same.
What are you looking at me for?
Because y'all keep
make your case.
gassing up all these bum ass niggas. I'm sick of this shit. This is good music. Actually, it's an ad, which was done in form of rap song. What the latest thing they've done is for Keith, the clothing brand. You guys know Keith?
Keith,
like Chief Keef?
No, it's Keith, like Kith.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's a maybe not a
Keith. No, I don't know.
You niggas buy your knees from what do you call it? This expensive ass shit you guys buy. So you don't know where like
Oh, I seen this. Why is he trying to pretend he's the guardian of this?
He sent in the group like, I'm sorry, y'all gotta see this.
What, Corinne, what's going on?
Those niggas are gonna blow up on this podcast, trust me.
They're already blown up.
Wow.
In Kenya, okay, blow up in Kenya.
Yeah, these guys, their first video, their first week, they got like 1 million views. And that's how they started doing the freestyles.
Yeah.
So we're not like promoting them. If anything, it's us riding on the wave.
We ain't riding on no wave. This is Kenya. What is he talking about?
Anybody from Kenya who listens to Cost Contra, hit the comment section and let these two comment below for real. If there's more than 3 comments, then on Cost Contra.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, wait, okay. Hey. My case is
even if
we've already said it.
Yeah, my case is
even if you fake that you've heard them before, that's gonna count. It'll count towards his case.
And
if you know how to spell it, it'll count towards his case.
And if you've heard it only on this podcast, also like it will still help. So yeah. Another record that's dropped. Actually, yesterday.
Bum ass records,
Nigga, you gonna disrespect Rhapsody? Don't even talk.
Rhapsody,
Rhapsody is back. She has a new record called Asteroids featuring Hit Boy, who I'm thinking like right now is the go-to. He's the nigga like to hit up if you're trying to make a comeback. If you're trying to make like classic, that real raw, authentic hip hop shit. She says she's working on an album. I'm very excited about that. That's dope. So you can go check that out. Last week we talked about Wale signing to Def Jam. Let me just glide over it. I think I saw on the internet that he's released a new fragrance. So I think Def Jam is already, working to package him as like a brand that's more than.
Hope it's not on some America Badu shit. We don't want to smell you,
nigga.
I'm just saying. Like,
nah. Okay, cool. And actually, the soundtrack for the fragrance was Lotus Flower Bomb. Oh. So it's great that they're also. Reviving some of classic Wale. I think we'll definitely going to be seeing more, especially because the album is coming. Another record that's dropped was what?
I only know the remix for Wale and Rick Ross and Meek Mill.
Shaq and Kobe.
Shaq and
you Kobe said Shaq's verse wasn't.
It wasn't.
You said so nice. Huh? And then you said something about Bass and Adekune Gold.
Oh yeah.
So Abbas is actually Sudanese. I think his parents are from Sudan. Like literally, he's as African as it can get. So he has this new song called Khartoum with Adekunle Gold, which is so funny because all these artists we kind of talk about them on this podcast still, and it's just addressing war issues and crimes. Sudan has always been like a war zone and shit. So it's like put the guns down.
Everybody needs to put the guns down, man.
Yeah, that was good. I feel like I'm a fan of Bass. Do you guys? Yeah, I'm a fan of Bass. I was surprised to see him do an Amapiano song with J. Cole, but I love it. And I'm not even traditionally like an Amapiano fan, but I was just like, this the one right here. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Who else has dropped? So Nice, Denzel Kong, Boutros and Juice Man dropped. Definitely going the Angela way. Like dance hall, girls on the dance floor type situation.
Doesn't quite hit like Angela did.
Yeah.
Angela felt like it was organic. It doesn't matter who was listening to it. Everyone felt the same kind of way.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit more forced.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Let's see. I mean, whatever.
Who do you feel? Why do you feel like it's forced? Forced on Boutros' part? Because I feel like you just know that's Boutros. Okay. Because this one song hit, then everyone thinks that's what you need.
And it might work. It might work. It just doesn't speak to me like Angela did.
Okay. I felt like
Angela
Juice Man's verse wasn't necessary. They could have done without it, but don't want to be labeled.
I still feel the same about this. I feel that same way with Angela. I think he could have just done a solo job.
Yeah, but
no offense.
But they're already offended, so it's all good. We don't give
Yeah, man, and that is for Palm for breakfast this week.
Yeah.
What? This has been lunch and dinner.
You feel me? Yeah, but that's good content. That's a lot of content. I feel like so much was happening last week, which was dope.
Yeah.
Definitely subscribe. Definitely share. Still not giving away merch because I haven't seen people going hard for the podcast.
Can you talk about this?
Today you have like some really nice.
I have some new shit. Karine also has her shit. Right? Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here represent.
Come on.
Alright.
When I tell y'all we got products, we got product, okay? So Korean is rocking ape shit still. That's a different design from what I'm rocking. This one had like gloves and shit. That one I think is actually much heavier
Mine's
than
got
this.
ribbing though.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
The material is amazing.
Super soft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
Super
got a
soft,
hoodie that
super
actually
stylish.
fits. It's just because I got too many braids, but
Yeah.
the hoodie actually fits.
I also have a hoodie on this.
You know, I hate it when you get a hoodie and then the hoodie
you can't
doesn't
wear
work.
it.
Nah, what's the point?
It's the hair. Don't blame it on my fucking product. Okay.
No, this one
the product
fits. That's
is
what I'm
good.
saying. This one fits.
Yeah, so of course, hit us up. We're getting into maybe like some short reigns, so you could definitely slide into my DM at JustRubyV. Find out how you could get some of this merch.
Yep.
Definitely dope. And still, the offer of giving away a T-shirt to one of our hardest riders is still on the table. So you still have another shot to go crazy this week. Go crazy, share, subscribe, let us know. Give us even screenshots of you sending it to like your people.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely, make an announcement.
And like you say, he had DMs.
Yeah.
Not just for hoodies.
Oh God.
Can bring a third person.
Listen. Now, in this economy, in this lifetime, I hope you ain't talking about me.
Oh shit! I mean, they're providing. All right.
I'm still trying to understand what I just heard.
Okay.
I'm still trying to comprehend.
Yeah.
It's about bringing a third person into Ruto's economy. Nigga, got me fucked up. Yeah, subscribe at JustRubyV. Follow me. Yes, sir. Peace and love, man.
Yeah, it's been emotional. Peace out.